start recording, and do not stop until it's done. Okay. Um, we're here. We're good to go, baby. He said to himself. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and hello. We have one for us today. A Phineas form or longer, the longer form. I've been trying to make these for a really long time, and every time I try, the formula gets a little bit closer than it was last time. I think we're onto something. I haven't thought too hard about it, but I do know a good amount of what it is we have on the docket today. There's a lot of different stories and pieces. My music is not what it needs to be, actually, so we're just gonna... I had, like, peaceful meditation right now, and I need, like, actually some, like, either math rock or something pretty intense, but I think I'm just gonna go for silence right now. Because there's a lot swimming around, there's a lot that needs to get out. Let's get to it. The challenge is, what we'll get into soon, is I need to practice actually for sure doing very few edits on this. That's one of the things that we'll get to later on in the video. This monolithic video, one of the videos we'll be getting to. You'll see what I mean coming up shortly. Up first is going to be an introduction, just because I'm a little bit frazzled. I usually am. And just an introduction to get me into the course of filming. Here we go, baby. And a little bit about just like where I've been the past 6 to 7 hours or so, how my day's going. So then as we continue through the video series that I'm creating, and also this particular journey that you are with me on now, how very exciting. So we have just like an introduction, throwaway story that's not actually related to anything too much. Very excited about it though. And then, oh, sorry, one thing, I have to check my audio setting. You always gotta check the audio setting, and ideally you gotta check it beforehand. It was coming out of the wrong output, but now it's better, so my mouth should articulate a little bit more. Neither here nor there. Let's get back to it, though. And I did check my audio and found that it is good. So, we have our introduction for us today. I'm excited for it. It's not much. A little tease like into like more about what we're doing here, at which point you and I will discuss more about what we're doing here. So without further ado, I think we'll just go ahead and begin my story time, which is totally kind of clickbaity. It's something to do with like I'm a furry and I don't like taking showers. Kind of clickbaity because it might, you know, that might get a view or two. But then also it just happens to be a little bit true. But we'll see. We'll get there. We'll get there, you and I together. So let's have some fun with it. I don't know if I should like walk out of frame and then back in. I guess I'm going to, but I don't think that really like matters a ton. Figuring out the formula, but we'll get there. And I guess like I did last time, slate. I'm a furry and I don't like taking showers. It's gonna be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and hello. I'm beginning a new video series right now. I had so much gosh darn fun making a video series last time, and I think I have a little bit more of an idea of what I want to do this time around. I also want to do shorter videos this time around, so I have my handy dandy little smartwatch. I forgot to start it, but I'm going to go ahead and start it now. Because last time I edited a video that was super duper big long, I was like, it's so long, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore, and I rarely know what I'm talking about. Sometimes I can pull off like I know what I'm talking about, but not all of the time. So what we have for us right now to start off this little video series is an introductory story. It is story time right now. And the story time is, I just don't like taking showers. It's a little bit more than that. I don't like being wet, so apologies for the minor clickbaity title. It's related, you have to be wet when you shower, but then also when you're in the swimming pool and you get wet, it's like, what am I doing here being wet? Or if you go to the ocean or any other body of water, and a lot of it's like if my face gets wet, I don't like my face getting wet. And when I like surface out of the water, I have to like kind of wipe the water off of my face because my face is wet. That's no good. The reason that I think that's going to be story time today is because all I wanted to do today was be here. Be here, be filming, cool as a cucumber, get to be a kitty cat, got on your full body tracking, you know, like this is what you want to do with your life. And I have the day off, and what you want to do with your day off is live your life. And all I've wanted to do is this. Last night I wanted to do this, I was thinking about this, not this video, ultimately, not the whole like, oh, I don't want to shower thing. It's a strange video to want to make. For a video series I'm actually quite excited about. You gotta start somewhere, so I decided to start here because I wanted to be here 7 hours ago. And I spent 7 hours ostensibly having fun. I was watching like a little bit of Twitch and a little bit of YouTube, and I was playing Blueprints, which I'm really stuck on still. And just having a good solo time because it was like a big work week and I've had a lot going on. Internally, I've spent a lot of time crying this week. So it was just good to like have a good like video game day off for a little bit. Although all I really wanted to do was be here. And no joke, the reason I spent so long playing Blueprints and watching shows and just having a nice leisurely day off is because I didn't want to shower. I was putting off the showering because I didn't want to get wet. There's a few things there that I think are mildly interesting, and it does seem interesting now that this is a whole entire video, but we'll just kind of get through it, you and me, baby. First thing to consider of... Nope. Dang it. I had it. Oh, and I forgot this is a Phineas form or longer. Shit. No, dang it. And part of this, I'll get to it later, is I'm not supposed to be taking pauses or breaks in between. That's another video because I need to reconsider my formula. Shoot. Okay, dang it. Almost. Okay. Whew. Something about showering. I started the video, finished the video, operate with integrity. You're in this deep, and if I don't like it, then next time I just won't make a video about showering anymore. Okay. I need some chaotic music too. I tried putting that back on to like refocus me. It needs to be something more energetic. This is like calming meditation. I am neither calm nor meditative. We'll get there. Stop. Okay, let's go. I put on Jazz Fusion. Right now it's a mellow one. It'll be a little bit better. Anyway, let's go. And I have to interject by saying that I don't find this supremely interesting right now, but this is what I started, so we're just going to kind of keep going with story time and then build out things from there. So just here's a little bit more about showering. I promise it's not actually that bad. I just don't like being wet. We'll start there, because anytime I have to get wet, I have to then un-get wet, and I spend the majority of my life not being wet. So it's just absolutely a chore, and I don't care how much like, oh, the hot water feels really nice, or it's relaxing, you get your thoughts out. It's like, I have so many thoughts, the shower does nothing. It is a drop in the bucket of the thoughts getting out. My thoughts are just all over the place anyway. I don't need a shower to help me think. So if the shower does help me think, as it helps many people think, that is actually a negative. And then also I have to just dry off later. And it's just super annoying. It's like, why am I doing this right now? I just don't like that I have to get dry, I have to get unwet. So I was putting off the act of showering today. And the other thing I was putting off is not putting off, I guess, but I didn't, because I wanted to be pretty for you guys. I wanted to smell nice for you people. I was going to be filming a video and I didn't want to be over here a little stinky boy. And here's the fun fact though, is I don't even need to do that. I don't need to leave the house for any reason. I don't need to go anywhere. I don't need to shower right now. But I needed to, for like my own sake, but then also for you good people at home. Because I like to imagine that you are the sorts of people who can pick up on vibes about whether a lad has showered or not, and is this a stinky panther? It's like, no, this is not a stinky panther, I showered, excuse me. But it's interesting that I didn't need to. I don't have plans to go out today. In fact, I have plans to stay in. I have plans to do this, and then this will cascade directly into VR karaoke night, which goes into kind of like date night and other things going on. So I don't need to leave the house. I'm kind of probably not going to. So I don't need to shower. No one can smell me be a stinky boy. But I'm filming and I can't be stinky when I'm filming. I had to be fresh and nice for you good people. I think that's actually pretty much it. That's my whole entire story. I just thought it was mildly interesting that I don't have anywhere to be. I don't need to be, like, there's no one around. I was putting off showering because I had to shower before I could like start my day, but I didn't want to have to do that because I don't want to have to get wet. So then I put all of that off until finally I did shower, and now I'm just excited that I can like, oh wow, I can start my day. I'm so happy. But I was also happy earlier that I was putting off showering, but I was also playing games, which was engaging. So that is just a little bit of honest truth about how I'm a furry and I don't like taking showers because I don't like getting wet. And I don't know why I decided to make that video, so I'm going to take a second and figure out why the heck I decided to tell this story, although I think I actually do know why that is, and then we'll close out the video, and I'll tease what's coming up also. So give me a second here. The first thing is just that you have to start somewhere, so I chose to start here. What I'm working on is much more grand than this video. So releasing this video, which was an admission that I don't like getting wet and therefore put off taking showers just because I don't like being wet. I also don't like going to swimming pools or the ocean or bodies of water because there's a chance I'm probably going to get wet at those places. And I don't play in sprinklers. Like, why would I do that? I might get wet. So I told that in a story for no reason. And usually I like to like dissect things a lot because only I'm the one who can say things in the way that I say them, and I seem to be the only person on planet Earth who thinks about the things that I think about, which isn't true based on the things I've been hearing from the good viewers at home. But I am the only one who seems to be speaking the things that I am. So I declare that I don't like getting wet. So if any of you out there are like, wow, I also don't like getting wet, you are no longer the only one, because most people seem to enjoy getting wet. And not just because I'm dating a fish, but because just a lot of people are like, oh wow, yay, shower. And I was like, oh no, wet, no. So I made a video about that, mainly because I had to start somewhere, and I just decided to start somewhere. And if you decide that like, well, I'm just going to start here, and it might not be like the best place to start, I don't know, that's fine, like just whatever. So that's my introduction. This is such a... Alright, no, okay, I'm going to try to figure anything we can get out of this video aside from just the babble, because there's been a bit of babble, and I want there to be something we can actually kind of take away, because what's coming up is pretty cool. So I think where I might try heading, and we got to tidy this up, because I'm pretty sure I'm running out of time pretty soon here. So the reason I made this video is because I wanted to get my morning, I had to start somewhere so I could then go on to what it was I wanted to talk about. What I do want to talk about in the coming videos is important enough that I wanted to delay it no longer. I had to shower so I could stop delaying it, but then also I didn't know where to begin, so I began here. And the sooner you can begin something, the sooner you can get on to what matters. So, what about the coming videos are the thing which matters enough to allow for this travesty of an introduction? So, you see, I've been honing my formula of videocraft for a really long time. For as long as I've been making videos, but then as I've learned how my style is for making one video, then it's like, well, could I make two? Because a video is a film session. So, what's my style for a film session? If you expand out the scope of a video, what can you do? I've talked about this so many times, so I'm not going to belabor the point too much. But this is the most final recent, like, restructure. It's a very loose restructure. But I think that we're onto something. And I've said so many times, this is the first time I've done like a video series this way, but it's always true because I always change it a little bit. And I have so much happiness and faith and joy in this one that I simply had to put it off because I wanted it to go well. But also, there's only so well anything can ever be guaranteed to go. So you have to just kind of start it and see how it goes. But because it's the first time I'm trying this particular formula, which you will see in the coming videos, it's okay for it if it doesn't go well because things that you do for the first time often don't go well. And some of the formula includes making a lot of videos because I like making videos and I have a lot to say. And sometimes they're going to be winners. I don't know if this was a winner. This was just like a neither do I like being stinky, not even to myself on camera. Neither do I like being wet. It's a horrible life to live. Uh, and I made that a whole video for absolutely no reason, just for the sake of having to start somewhere. It's like, okay, you know what? If we gotta start somewhere, boop. If you don't like it, then maybe you shouldn't have made me start. It's a little bit how I feel right now, and it's a little bit liberating, a little bit freeing to just like, oh yes, here's my shower story. Here's my I don't like getting wet story. That's the entire video. I think I could probably belabor the point, but I don't need to, especially because the point's been belabored already. I just don't love getting wet. And there's a really cool video series coming up because I have a lot of individual unique topics I'm going to be talking about. They're going to tie together a little bit loosely, we'll see. And then at the end of it all, it's kind of wrapped into something a little bit more interesting. And I want to see how any of it goes. It's going to have to do with streaming and how my vibe is as a content creator, but then how my vibe is for myself and how things are going with my relationship a little bit, which helps to inform this newest organization of my creative endeavors. And I can't talk about any of that without first talking about how I put off taking a shower forever for arbitrary reasons. And then that's it for this video, I think. It was short, it was sweet, it was polite. And I didn't have like too many edits because sometimes I need to worry about that less. And I think that's what we're talking about next is what about this style precipitates this style? Something like that. So anyway, this is just like a super casual, just like a conversation video. I hope that you liked it. Because it was very regular video, and I think that they all might be, but I think they might add up to be something fantastic, or they might add up to just be regular. So just like a super vlog right now. But we'll see what happens in the coming videos. I hope that you have a super duper good day though. A fun little dose of Phineas Former. Sometimes you get a lot of Phineas, and sometimes when you get a lot of Phineas, you're like, I wish that I could get less Phineas. And so we got only a little bit today, a polite amount. So I'm gonna go so it stays polite. Okay. Bye guys. I'll talk to you soon. And I am so very happy to announce, ladies and gentlemen, of Phineas Former Longer, that was exactly 15 minutes. Even though I did like take time to pause and sort out my music and things, which is going to come back. You don't hear it, but I do. How's the vibe? How's the vibe? Little too loungy. Little too loungy. I gotta get something different here. All right, that does seem a little better. I put on math rock this time. A little bit more bop, because you need something a little bit more boppy when you're a little kitty cat like me trying out something new. So the reason that we are here, though, this is interesting. I know this is interesting. And the other thing that's really interesting, though, is how energized I am after beginning. After beginning with that dumb thing. I knew after I began I'd feel better, and I do. And I do. So here's the thing. Ultimately, I'm going to be doing this live. I don't yet know how to do this comfortably enough to be able to add the live component to it. And if I try going live first, I'll be like just stumbling around figuring that out. But what I have now with my video industry, because I have been working on making videos for over a year now, and I know my style really well with videos. If I can make this a more full and complete and regulated, just good system, and then add live into it, I can be on live and tap into my full video system of making videos with confidence that are relatively engaging. I don't know if my introduction video right now is engaging or not, but you gotta start somewhere. You gotta start somewhere. You can't win them all, baby. And shoot, it feels like lately I don't win damn near any of them. Depending. Actually, that's completely a lie. Lately, I feel like I'm winning far too much. So you could do with a good failure. You can do with a good wetness video every now and then. But thankfully, you only have to do one of those in your entire career, and we just had it. So I'm kind of making this just for practice of being on stream. You could consider this what would be a VOD. Like if you're watching this now, if you're your second monitor or whatever, this would be live. This would be a VOD. And I haven't figured out how I want to interact with chat so much or make a live component to it. That's something I'm going to figure out after I get a little bit more comfortability with this general format, which is I have something I'm chewing on, long form. We make little pit stops along the way. That's just really fun for me. I like that vibe. I like that style. We're going to go to a different part of the world now, so like the background for the next video is a little more interesting. And I do want to talk next, I think, about why I'm doubling down on this particular style. Because my time for creativity is limited again, and my whole style is generally predicated on you don't always have a lot of energy or time to do creative things. So if you can do as many creative things as much as possible, then you can get the most out of your limited creative energy. So we're going to go to a different part of the world. We're going to talk about that general theming, which is going to be also a live update with my relationship and stuff. So just join me real quick as we go to a different part of the world. This is sufficiently different. And I'll probably in the video make some weird oh, we're here because it's so different and spacey. And it's like, actually, I just, I don't want to have to think too hard about this. So I'm not thinking at all. Which I don't think is actually the answer, but that is the direction I chose to take. So please now enjoy my video titled something like my relationship. What would this be called? Alright, something like this. Slate, my long distance relationship is forcing me to make 1 million YouTube videos at a time. That's so silly. That's so silly. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and hello. The title of this video seems maybe like it could be a bit outrageous. Like, are you sure that that's a series of words that make sense? I assure you that it kind of is. Some of them, I don't know if it makes me, but I kind of make myself based on the simple factors involved in the long-distance relationship. So let's just kind of get right to it. I uncovered something pretty recently. I was on stream and helped unpack with the help of my boyfriend, the dear fish, just exactly how much being in a long-distance relationship really has been kicking my absolute butt. Just my super-duper trash but it's so rough to me because sometimes just cuddling into the giant nest of pillows that looks like a fish when you're in VR together just doesn't quite do the job well enough. And I tell myself, "Oh, it's fine." And actually, it's like that's just something that I struggle with a lot. And I was honest with everyone for the first time about how much of a struggle it is because I want it not to be a big deal, but actually, it just is super duper a big deal. Mm, dang it. Okay. You guys get this. The other channel does not. Oh, some of why I'm interested in making this a longer form in the first place is because I need to learn how to make these without pausing so frequently as I do when I'm trying to make a video. Because I do want to be making these live, so I have to retool this exact formula to work for when I'm live. Because there's nothing wrong with taking an ordinary amount of pause, but the way I've done it for videos specifically doesn't work as well as I need such a pause to work for being live. I don't think the answer is only to vamp all the way through it, because then I don't get my precious little waveform that I enjoy so much. The best of my knowledge would be mapping out video like thought segments much earlier, more complete, because I take some pauses to load a couple of sentences typically, and then I launch them, and then I'll take some time to load the next few sentences. This might look like taking a longer time, a much longer time even, to load together a video, minutes of content at a time, opposed to sentences of content at a time. I'm not 100% convinced about that or by that. I'm not sure. That's some of what it is I'm trying to do with this video series and with this particular Phineas form, or longer the longer form, which is some of what I think might be interesting in the behind the scenes nature of these really longer videos. As you can see, as I'm filming each individual segment, I do have an objective for each segment. This particular segment, I want to tell the story about the limitations I feel in regards to my relationship and how it affects the other aspects of my life. Wrapped inside of that is how can I get the presentation style of my videos to come across a little bit more fluidly. And that's something I was able to explain to all of you now in the in-between moments while I was in the middle of filming something else. Let's get back to the video. And what I uncovered chiefly in understanding exactly, like actually how bad I do hurt about this long distance thing, it's just a challenge for me, is that I can't explain it away. I can't just decide of myself, oh, it's not that big of a deal, because actually it is. And so when I'm hurting about it, that's just a new part of me. And I try to pay respect to the parts of my brain which fire off automatically. The things that I can't control, lag spike there. But the things that I can't control, and to kind of forgive the mechanisms of the brain that fired off. And I'm a part of the brain. There's a mechanism of the brain, a grand one, that cognates. That's me. That's what I do. But there's other parts of me that, like when there's a tiger, I run away, or when there's a phone call, I panic. You know, the brain does that on its own. And so, too, when your boyfriend is thousands of miles away, sometimes your brain just does the sad thing. And you can't try and convince yourself it doesn't, because it just does. And recognizing this is a real part of me, and it's a really big part of me that builds up. And yeah, we can mitigate it by spending more time in VR and doing more voice video calls and things, but that's just a new part of me, is it hurts a lot. Unfortunate for so many reasons, but I've been also wanting to ramp up my video productions, which is what brings me here. And it causes a grand confliction because my video enterprises take so very much energy. And my relationship gives me so much energy and unlocks so many doors creatively and fulfills me in so many ways. Things are going really fantastic here. But being absolutely honest, the long distance thing is just sapping so much from me. Some days it's worse than others, but if I don't accommodate for that actual drain on my faculties, then I can get overloaded a lot easier than I ever used to because I just haven't realized, oh, this is a huge problem to me on the inside. First up on the chopping block is, it's so weird talking this out, but this is a Phineas form or longer. You guys get this. And this is part of what helps it be a collaborative thing. And I just think this is a little bit more of an interesting behind the scenes moment. Because to map out that video, so I have to edit it even less than I have been up to this point. Because my style is few minutes, take a pause, to edit out pauses, and sometimes I take pauses where there doesn't even necessarily need to be a pause, just so I can load a few sentences faster. So to increase that buffer zone, or like the amount of buffer that I have or whatever, could look like come into videos in a slightly more electric zone so that the words are just blah, 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 blah. But it's like, I don't think I need any more caffeine right now. I've had plenty today, if you couldn't tell. But then some of it too also is the part that I just barely unlocked is the next little bit of the video springs onto oh, I had it and then I started babbling about this instead. Unfortunately, the first thing on the chopping block is my creative endeavors. When I'm in a lot of pain and I can't handle life, then, now's not the right time to be writing your book, especially. Stuff like that. That's where I go next in the video. After that, because I only ever load one thing at a time, I usually have enough juice to get me through several sentences at that point. So I have that, which is juice for the few sentences. I need to then also be figuring out what comes after that. So up first, we've loaded into the video machine. Whatever the thing is, I just barely said. I'm new to this. I haven't done it this way before, ever. So up first, we've got... dang it. Doing this offline is really good first, but I think this kind of formula, this interactive, if this was an interactive zone right now, this could be kind of fun as we're riffing together trying to figure out where was I, where does the video have to go next. I'm doing it on my own right now. So let me know, like one of the things that this is a cool experiment of is if this would make for a cool live moment. That's some of what we're also trying to figure out. Because remember, that's like the meta examination. So right now, the first thing that goes away during moments of challenge is a creative endeavors. But I'm so doggedly determined on my creative endeavors that they shall not be infringed upon. So the nature of my endeavor has to change in order to also fit my reduced capacity. I used to take tremendous amount of pride in my video, so I have to change that up a little bit. How else can I do things? Where can I squish out a little bit more value in what I do to make more of what I want to do without, like, because I have less energy to make them all perfect. So how do I want to do that instead? That's where the video heads. So I've got, we did it. So now let's keep the video going. And I also forgot to set my watch. So I got to tidy it up fast because I have a feeling this is going to get really long. The longer form part, that's fine. The long part can be long, but I need this video to be short. So I'm going to try and tidy this up. And I think we've got enough fodder to just kind of boost through what we can. I got to drink some water first, though. Because my room is getting so gosh darn toasty these days. So toasty. So after this video is going to be, like, open the window and get the fan going and stuff. I'm just in the zone, so I can't pause when I'm in the zone. So let's get to it. I'm just really happy with how this is turning out. And unfortunately, whenever I am in a particularly challenged period of life, if you start going through a really bad relationship, which is turning into a divorce, or if someone near you has died, those are great moments in life to be like, okay, we're just going to go ahead and put all of our creative ambitions on hold. Now might not be the right time to try and like write my novel, and maybe if you know more about the novel writing machine within you, you can turn that grief into like a novel or whatever's going on. I'm kind of doing that too, actually. I'm in a challenged part of life, so I'm making videos about it. Not about it as the content, but what I'm deciding to do with this new ball of frustration I have is make videos for my outlet. Part of that could be that my relationship is helping heal me in ways I never thought was possible, and so I just have way too much like happy going on, and I'm just like getting unstable about it, so I need more places to put it, so I'm just making a lot more videos than I ever used to, which is neither here nor there. The thing is, my video work no, but dang it. If I speak more slowly, that gives my brain more time to keep up, so I gotta slow down the rate of speech. Even though I just have so much to say all of the time, I gotta be a little bit more slow with it. Because then I burn through all of my stuff without loading what's coming up. And my creative endeavors always take a tremendous amount of energy. Because I put so much of what I have in absolutely everything that I do, which I think is probably a good thing. But I want no pauses in my videos. I want them watchable, but then I want them all kind of electric. And I can't usually keep up with my own thoughts very well. So I like when a video, like after I'm done editing and based on how I've presented it, if my video feels like how my head feels and it's just like first of all, if you're really gross, it's like, oh, engagement editing, because the audio is always doing something interesting, and if it's not, then like I am. That's not really what's going into it a ton, though. It's just how I've decided to like make my videos. And it takes time in order to make one of my really long videos I'm really happy with in the style that I do. I was so sad for several hours at least when I realized, oh, I just hurt. Like there's no way around it. This sucks. Being the long distance like that's just a pain in me, which is taking up a lot of energy and time from me to cope with that loss of energy. And I just can't do as much as I thought that I could by now, because on paper things are great, but this is a downside that's big enough that there's actual, you got to account for it. So what I'm doing with this video series right now is trying to figure out what it looks like to have smaller videos which themselves are lower priority, that I'm treating a little bit less specially. So I have to try to be less precious about the pauses that I take. And when I'm just telling a story, it has to come out like a little bit more naturally, and it's just kind of like more of like a hangout vibe, so I can still make videos, which is very important to me. But it's almost like I have to like lower down how much I care about any individual video, because no individual video can have as much of my heart as I want it to have. Because I have too much going on outside of my video work. And I used to only want to make videos I was so proud of all the time, and sometimes I still do. I have one recently, the one that I posted today, as of the day of filming. But so you guys know, timeline-wise, at the time of filming this, I just barely uploaded a video that was about overthinking a Discord message. It was 30 minutes of just, it was fun, and I loved it. I learned a lot from that video that I've actually taken lessons away from, which is really fun, and I normally don't learn, which is part of that video too. And that was one that like took a longer time to edit because there was lots of pauses. So these videos I have to try and be much more casual about. This is a video series though. And so yesterday's video was so very like, that's a regular ass video. It was just a story. It was just, I don't like getting wet. The clickbait of it was like, oh, I don't like taking showers. I'm a furry. I gotta be stinky. But it's like, nope, I just wanted to tell a quick little story about how I don't like getting wet. And like, if I'm in the swimming pool, for real, like I have to, if you splash water on me, the instinct every time, I don't have an option. I just have to like water off my face, you know, like that's just something I don't like. And I just threw that in there. That's just a video I made because I had to start somewhere, and you have to treat these things less precious these days. This video also, I wanted to edit more and think way more about all the things I wanted to say because there's so much more to the story. And I have aspirations for the video projects generally, which is some of what brings me here is what's in my heart will not be infringed upon. My relationship is an absolute, but so too is it that being long distance is just really hard for me. So in light of the newfound absolute of long distance is hard and it's taking up just so much from me, but also the absolute of my relationship is not going anywhere, neither is my video work. So the video work has to shift. It's shifting into a more casual tone, but if I still want to take pride in it, how can I reduce the quality of my videos? The quality, and I don't know how much quality they even had, you know? But if I have to reduce how much I'm editing and focusing on any individual video, how can I still take an ultimate sense of pride from it? That's the idea that brings me to this video series. And it's fun. I think it's fun. Next video, we have something related for you, I'm sure, because there's a few things on the way. And I can't tell you for sure which one it is, but it's going to be following that kind of general theme. So I hope to see you there, and I hope that you enjoyed this. I forgot to set my watch, so hopefully this was like a reasonably lengthed video. Because I just want to have some short Phineas Formers for you, and you don't normally get those. So hopefully this was a little bit of a shorter Phineas Former experience for you. And that's it, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Toodaloo. I don't like that. I never have said toodaloo in my life, and that just felt so dumb. So, you really can't win them all. You really can't win them all. That is a shame. All right, what just really happened? I gotta change the framing. Yeah, so that outro was absolutely a travesty for a few reasons. Also, my camera, because I don't have much room in my play space, so my bed is just a mattress on the floor, and then I put it up against the wall when it's time for VR time. And the camera was in such a place that I had to like to walk out of frame. I had to like bap all the way into my mattress, all of the way, a full bap. So I do kind of enjoy that. I kind of liked where that left off. We're going to this red one. I think it's the train. I filmed one or two things here. And I don't want to think too hard about the framing of this. We just want to go somewhere. We'll put Eggman in the radar dish back there. Where do I want to be? Yeah, that's good enough. So, also fun fact, it's a world. The first time or two I filmed here was when I quit drinking about the same time frame. So the only times I filmed videos here are about the same time that I quit drinking, which is about the time that I started to fall for the guy that I like, the fish that I'm with and have been talking about, and he's so good. And so this world makes me think of that a little bit. So I don't even know yet, though, what we're going to be talking about. Because the story has to go on in this Phineas form or longer, the longer form. The fun thing I've been theorizing for a while is that the first one of these, I've kind of always known. The first one of these would always just be a video about the making of these, and that's what this is. And I just have to try making one in this style. I have to try this style out exactly one time, for the first time, at least. And that's what this is. But as long as I just have to try it out, you can do it in whichever way you want, which is something we've been kind of exploring with, like, I made a silly water video to start it out with, because it doesn't matter what the beginning is, so I made a beginning. And then some of what we had to light on was why I'm shifting things around with my relationship taking out more from me and being long distance is just really hard. And the place immediately that comes to mind for me to pull more energy out of is to change my creative endeavors, treat them a little bit less precious so I have more room for myself. Like, I played games a lot. It wasn't only blueprints and not wanting to shower. It was also, I've spent so much time crying this past week, it's insane. Way more time than usual, and I've been so drained, and I think I just needed to clock in some video game time. Like, it wasn't only, oh, I don't want to shower, it was also just genuinely struggling a little bit and doing the very best that I could, you know? So I kind of think, though, I'm going to roll it directly into the next video, which will be, what about this restructure is a little bit different than my other one, which is stuff I've been talking to you guys about already. So this is going to be a bit of repeat information. And then after that, I might talk about turning that into a live system. I don't know for sure. I don't know for sure where we're going to head with it. But I do know that I just gotta, something has to come next because I'm just practicing this out. We're seeing how it goes. So I'm going to make a video right now talking about my creative work has to shift. How does it need to shift based on just like what pieces I know? So that's what's coming up in the video. So I'm going to step out of frame, but then I'm going to take a long ass time. You won't see it, but I'm going to go out of frame, and I'm going to load as much of the video as possible before I come back into frame. I don't know what that would have to look like if that was on Twitch, though, or not. Because if I want to turn these live, I don't know. I gotta just try and make one of these first and see how it goes, and then I'll worry about the live component of it after. Because right now I can't try and put live componentry to it. That would mess it up, I think. And right now I just need to see, does this work? And I think it does. I just haven't tried it quite like this. So we stay with it. We stay the course. And upcoming, actually, no, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it by staying on frame. I'm going to try something to go out of my comfort zone. Because I know I could do it the way I was going to. I'm going to try it this way, though. The way that I do not know if I can do. So please bear witness to this video. Titled something probably like... I had to change up my creative endeavor. Something has to change. I have to, Slate. I'm going to care less about my videos, but still care way too much about my videos. What? Something like that. Oh, before I can do that, though, I forgot to change my mic. Oh, yes, yes, come to me. Cold air from the fan. Oh boy, the window is open. Okay, I had the framing exactly right. And then, oh, yeah, it'll have to be good enough. All right. And then I was extremely happy with that framing and everything like that up until my I had to like change everything and then I lost everything, but everything's okay. So now, please, now let's get to it. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and hello to the next video in our series here. If you'll remember, I left us off with my creative work has to restructure. And if you weren't here for those other videos, then the whole premise here is that I forgot that I need introductions to these. So shoot, every video has to stand a little bit more on its own. Dang it. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and hello. If you've been paying attention recently to my videos, you will understand that I reached a threshold where I need to start caring less about any one of my individual videos because I just don't have time to be pouring everything I have into any one video. Because if I try doing it that way, I'm not going to have as many videos out as I want, and I have so many words. And making videos is just an outlet for all of my words, and my words are an outlet for my emotions. I have too many emotions right now, and it's been killing me on the inside. And it's been starting to kill the world a little bit too, because then I bottle up, and it's just a nightmare zone over here. I need a way to get my emotions out, and words is just the best way that I have for it. But as I was talking about in yesterday's video, I just don't have time to make my videos or use my words in the way that I'm used to it. And something's got to give here. And if I give, I mean, I will give, I have given, and then I fall apart, and then poor fish has to pick up the pieces. He's really good at it, though. He doesn't mind. He's always sweet. He always puts it together better than it was before. But ideally, if I don't fall apart so much would be better. And I think having an appropriate emotional outlet that's working the right way will probably help me the most. And so something I'm doing has to change, basically. The skinny of it is that, yeah, I need to care less about my videos. If I want my videos to be, and if that's my chosen avenue of expression, then I can't be pouring all of my time into individual videos because I don't have that much time or energy anymore. And again, check out yesterday's video. I talk way more about what that's like if you want. So for the premise of today's video, though, back to the title, is I want to care about my videos less, but still care about my videos way too much. What? So what am I going to do about that? And this is why I'm doing the whole restructure that I've been kind of talking about the past few videos too. Is if any one video is like, okay, that's all we're looking for. We're looking for okay. There's a lot of things in the world which are not okay. So if I have an okay video, what? Yeah, look at my channel, baby, Phineas Former. If there's nothing else going on in YouTube, but Phineas Former uploaded, and you're like, well, I guess I'll go for an okay video, like a guaranteed okay time. If I can get okay videos consistent enough to be okay, I'll take that. I will take a good okay. I will take an average video, sir. I will commit one average. That just sounds great. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not ashamed of an okay video. But I want my videos to be really, really good. So I have like my main channel still for like the videos where I was like dissecting something for a million years and talking about it, and it's something emotional and chunky. I like those. And the general vibe, like I'm working on a really big chunker idea now in between these whole little video series, and you guys will see what that's like later on. But I'm working on something big right now. My instinct is to one video, make it big, chop, 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 and then that's a video I'm really proud of. And what I want to do is just make tons of those. I don't quite have that in me right now. So if I still need to make lots of words, if I still insist on taking pride in absolutely everything that I do, and I accept that I cannot do it the way that I've been training myself to, what can I do? If I reduce how much I care about individual videos, how can I still care way too much about my videos? And it's because I'm putting them in a video series, officially, that changes it, I think. It's something that I'm toying with a little bit still. But making individual videos, any one of them, we're just going for okay. When they link together, then, you know, I just got kind of like my little arc, my little fun thing. And anytime I'm filming, I don't myself even necessarily know where it's going to go next. I usually have I have some ideas. I forgot to set my timer. Shoot. And I gotta be done soon. I can feel it in my bones. And the basic theory is this. I'll just spoil it because I don't have much time left. Stop. Because I don't have much time left in this video, and then this video series still has like some stuff in it, and then the filming session, like I gotta get going pretty soon here. So the general spoiler of this all is if I can make a series of videos that are okay, is all we're going for. But if overarching they tell kind of a more interesting story, and we figure things out in between videos, opposed to only one monolithic video, and we figure things out in that, that's kind of fun. So if I can look back on a series of videos that I've made and be really proud of those as a series, I think maybe that more grand level of pride might help me escape from fear that my individual videos are not good enough. Because I'm just looking for some okay videos over here. So long as altogether they build up into something that I think is pretty gosh darn cool. So far so good, because just in this little series so far, I started somewhere, just for the sake of starting somewhere, thus exhibited that I'm not afraid of starting somewhere, and if it's not going to be good, that's okay. That's the entire thesis statement of the thing, by the way, is that we're just looking for okay. So I made a video that hopefully was okay. And then I talked a little bit about, like, things have to change, and it was hard to come to that understanding, but things have to change. And then in this video, we talked about what's changing, which is instead of any one video being really good, I want to try just making some videos that are okay, but keep in mind how they would go together and what the more grand arc is and the big narrative that goes between them all. And that's what we have so far, which is we started somewhere, something needs to change, what I'm going to try to change. So I don't know exactly where we go from there. There's a few places for it. Ultimately, I want to take it to a place where I can do these in front of people. I want to do that pretty soon. I don't have ideas for that really. I think that's probably what we're going to talk about next, though. Which also just kind of makes sense about like something has to change. Here's what I want to change. Here's where I hope it changes into. That could be kind of interesting to look at. So that's what we're going to talk about in tomorrow's video is what's the future angling towards. Like I'm trying out something new right now, and what would I kind of like what would I like the most in the world? Aside from the world, because I do want the world, which is a problem for me. And then sometimes I wonder why I'm sad. It's because I say things like the thing I just said. We're going to go, though, because we had a small amount of Phineas Former, and you don't always have a small amount of Phineas Former. Sometimes you have too much. And we only got a little bit of him for you today. And I hope that you had a good day, or have a good day, and will have a good day, or like a moment. If you were eating food, I hope you enjoyed your food. All right. Bye, guys. Talk to you soon. Okay. We're moving, we're grooving. We're moving, we're grooving. We got to go to a more performant world or a more performant place of the world. And syncing audio issues is always the worst. Always the worst one. My computer's just been getting sad lately, man. This world's not bright, though. The other worlds were like way more bright and vibrant. So I want to go to... I don't even know what I want. This is pretty bright. Bright and vibrant. Look at that. We can't think too hard about it. There's a little stage up there. I kind of want to go on the stage, but we can't think too hard. And I was about to think too hard, and we just don't have too much time, because we just don't have too much time. So I think we're good enough with this framing. We're not going to try too hard. Remember, we're going for loosey-goosey, easy-breezy right now. Drink some water, though. And I gotta say, doing this offline feels wrong. It feels dumb. Because I think it's actually probably better to go than I think that it's going to go. So I'm looking forward to whatever video it is I'm going to babble for a little bit, because I don't know what exactly I have to say about the idea. So I'm going to say it here real quick in between videos, and then say it again on the video. So once again, you guys are troopers for being here early, or in between, or late, or whatever this is. Whatever this even is, man. Because there's no reason the in-between video parts couldn't be done with people. So what would that look like with chats and overlays? Like, I don't know for sure. But this is the vibe. This feels good. This feels pretty good. Doing my thing, and then in between the thing, talking to people, because I'm talking to myself anyway right now to get myself into where was I, what's coming up next, to load the thoughts, because I have thoughts anyway. So if I'm like meditating in between videos, which is what I normally do, and then I meditate in between sentences, which is what I normally do. So instead, I'm just kind of like meditating out loud. It doesn't even work right now. But I think I can do this. Add people in between videos, and it would be kind of fun and not that different, really. I do have one hang-up that I just haven't enacted because I haven't really seen it done before, and I'm not a UI guy, so I don't know what it would have to look like. But there's one thing that's been standing in my way. I think I'm going to be honest about that for the first time, really. And I kind of think that's everything that I need to get into this next video. So let's go ahead and get into the next video. I'm so excited right now. I better do like a slate. What will the video be titled? We must have a title for the video. If this was a stream, I'd probably be like wiggling or something, you know. I'm having a hard time titling this. And if I can't title it and reduce it down into one word, I can't make a video about it. It's not going to be a very guided video. The fact that I'm having a really hard time titling it right now, full stop, we cannot start the video yet. Even though I know what needs to go into the video, if I don't have a title for it, and that's not like a YouTuber thing, that's just, I don't have a guided vision for the video enough to know what the title for it needs to be. So I'm going to talk through it some more before I can start the video itself, because clearly I'm missing something here. So I can add people to this. Why do I want to add people to it? The whole thing is my endeavors are changing. Where are they going to change to? It's something I've always had in mind, is I wanted to be able to do this live. I haven't known it was going to look exactly like this. I've known that this could be live, but why I need to attach it in the first place, which I feel so drawn to, which is separate. I think the issue is I keep wanting to link them together, but that's a separate driver, actually. I don't actually think talking about doing it live is the right move at all. That's what I teased in the last video, though. This is a thinker. And this is why it would probably be good to have people live. This would be great to have people live. That could be the video, actually. I ran into problems right now trying to figure out how to make this live, what to make a video about it live, why it needs to be live. And then I was talking myself through that, and how I legitimately wished for a chat right now to talk about, what do you guys think? Why does it have to be live? What has to come next? I literally just wished for that. And then that's why it would be great to have this live. And there's no reason not to, and plus it's fun hanging out. Being social is more healthy than not being social. I clam up all the time. And also, I'm an echo chamber for myself, baby. And when I make videos and I'm just emotional, if I don't invite other people into it, then I can just be emotional by myself and talk myself in circles and think I'm doing great, even though really maybe I'm missing a ton of things. Opening myself up to other people is fun. I've had fun in my Discord server so far, and opening myself up further to being honest with myself and with a live stream is being social while I'm using my words to express my elements of emotionality. So it's just like doing multiple things at once, which is trying to be as healthy as possible when I have as little energy, like I'm trying to conserve energy, in large part because of my long-distance relationship, when I realized how draining that really is. That is such a video right now. Oh my gosh, that is such a video, and I just barely talked about it. I barely said the whole thing, and that's a whole video, though. I'm getting tired. I need a snack. I had a snack. I had an apple. Lately, I had an apple. Yeah, that's good enough. Slate. Viewers on Twitch helped me make this video, but even though I didn't have viewers on Twitch. Kinda clicky. Kinda like, what's that about? It's an interesting title. No. Interesting enough. Ladies and gentlemen, greetings and hello. So, strange video for us today, but they're all strange videos. We're not too worried about that. Because when I was making this video right now, it's another video in the series, by the way, and I'm so happy to announce that what's coming up is I want to be able to film my videos live with more confidence than I have before. I've tried filming them live in the past, and in this video, when I was making it, based on like where we were just now, where I left you guys off last, I didn't know how to take the Enterprise, how to take this video, because I know that making these live is so near and dear to me, and I haven't quite understood why. I've always known it was theoretically possible, based on just how my video making industry is, just on within myself, how I film and things. You could add people to it, and that would be fine. I haven't needed to, but I've always known it was kind of possible. And I think that is still the direction I want to take things, and that is where I'm headed. I just haven't had the words to put towards it. I haven't really understood why. Mm. And then, like a blessing from within or whatever, a gentle whisper on the wind, a moment of clarity as I realized I was in my bedroom with thousands of dollars of VR gear on, with this quandary, talking to myself, trying to figure things out. I was like, what do I do? How do I do this? I said that and it felt right. What felt right about that? I don't know. I was talking myself through it. And I literally had a moment about, like, man, sure would be cool if someone else was here to talk to about this. So first of all, I accidentally proved my own thesis while I was trying to figure out what the heck my thesis even means. But it does take me back to another element, kind of some feedback I received a while ago, where apparently humans are social creatures, and and being social helps us a lot. I've heard that once or twice, and one of the premises for this whole little series I've been doing is that I don't always have a ton of time, and I don't have a lot of energy, and when there's unexpected things happening, like just being in a long distance relationship takes more energy, a lot though. And what can I do about that? And there's just a lot of different, pieces. And I want to be as healthy and good of a little boy as possible. I want to be a healthy Phineas Former, not an unhealthy Phineas Former. I'm already radically unhealthy, baby. So let's try and be a little bit better with, like, my mental health in particular. And if socializing is really good, then let's go ahead and be social. But then making videos is really good, so let's go ahead and make videos. But then spending time with the fish is really important. And then you've got, like, your real world relationships, and it starts to get way too big, way too fast, And combining some of these things is how you can do, like, two birds, one stone sort of stuff, right? Like, if I have less energy in a day than I thought that I did, let's restructure a few things. So if I can make videos with people, I'm being social, which humans enjoy, and making videos and expunging, getting rid of some of my massive reservoir of emotionality, which I need. If I can do both of those at the same time, that's really awesome. Then there's also the hidden little benefit of, like, if I do end up moving in with the fish someday, he lives in a place with not many people. So I love people. So I need to figure out if virtually that can satisfy how much I love people too. Before I can move to the middle of nowhere. It's like, yes, then I would have fish nearby, but if I did not have people nearby, that would just cause a different problem entirely. So there's a whole lot to figure out with the people online and doing more stuff in Resonite and having more just friends I see in VR, and how much that can help me out socially to be happy and healthy. I think the occasional pause is going to have to be fine, especially until I adapt more of my style, because I think I wouldn't have had to pause just now if I talked a little bit more slowly, since I can feel the next thought doesn't have to load quite as badly as sometimes the other ones do. Just a little aside here for you, the good viewers of Phineas Form or Longer, the longer form. And I don't have too much more time in this video because I never do, because I try to keep these videos short and I don't even know why, because it causes me so much stress every time. but there's a few things that I want to hit on in this video so that we all know, just so that we all know. Because I am going to be working on doing this live more frequently, so I can stack things together and be more social and just be more open and honest with more people and be more happy and healthy theoretically and just see how that goes. So doing this offline just has been proving to me already that it's working, that I like this style I've been doing, this video series thing has been really nice for me. And then doing them in between video pieces and the videos themselves linked together, but then hanging out in between, that's really fun too. And then it's a day of hanging out, but I'm making something, and it just seems like that's going to work really well. And making a video where I was talking about that helped to remind me that I think it will work really well, and that's why I'm working towards figuring it out, even though figuring it out is a pretty hard thing to do. There is just one problem in all of my theorizing, and I also got to talk about it a little bit, because then we all know. And I don't make declarations very frequently. I'm making one of those soon. It might be out by the time this video is out. A declaration about how I want to just be better at Resonate than I have been. And I want to be better about this whole streaming thing, because I've been so worried about it for a really long time. I want to figure it out. So here's the thing that's been holding me up, and then we'll just talk about what I think is going to make it better as far as doing these live and what I need to be confident in doing that. The only problem, really, is that this is a different style of live experience than exists. When you go on Twitch, this is not something that you really get. Or, so and then I either could stream off, not on Twitch. I don't know if that's the answer or not, but on Twitch at least, this is not something that you would see. But this is decidedly what I want to do for a lot of reasons. And chiefly, if someone raids in with people, I would want to be gracious about that. If someone subscribes, I want to be like, oh, thanks for the subscription. But I kind of think some of that has to go to the wayside if I'm filming a video, because not only for the expediency of it's a video and you want the video to be good and pure or whatever, but for me to be able to get out emotionality the way that I need to be healthy, it's not only that streams are fun, but also I need to be able to express myself in order to be healthy. And I want to add being social to it, but I need to preserve the integrity of focus, when I'm in a moment talking about something emotional, to just be able to be all the way in on that. So some manner of indicator, if someone joins the stream, hey, filming mode, chat is off. That would be easy enough to do with different overlays. I have a second PC. I've done it in the past. I've beta tested this. It works. The system works. I haven't practiced it really, but it works. And you would have a little thing in the corner or down here that says currently filming, chat's not on, or something like that. And there'd be a little video timer maybe, because I have my timer for a watch right now about this video is guaranteed to end in not more than 5 minutes or whatever. Because sometimes my videos are too long and we want only short little bits of Phineas Former for you sometimes. So that would be a little timer about how much more time is in this video, and then it would have a title of whatever the video is going to be, what we're currently filming, and then underneath is currently filming, whatever, with a little command that says currently filming, exclamation point. You just type that in chat and it would have more information about what is the thing, what that is all about. Talking about that now though, that seems like a whole bunch to set up. And it's I couldn't possibly. And it's actually that sounds reasonable, but one of my favorite streamers is Mugbug, and he always has up here, it says mug dumb moments, and then mug butt sightings, and you see his butt all the time, because he knows what he's doing. He's an appealing lad, and he knows what he's doing. And squat redeems squats in the bank or something, and how many squats he's done. I gotta set that sort of stuff up too to be a streamer. But it's just kind of fun, because when you stream you have fun, and it's fun when you're on stream to have a squat redeem and be a furry and do squats. That's a fun thing to do. It's not that when you're a streamer you have to do squats, and sometimes I get that a little bit confused. So interestingly, I had a problem, which was I want to do it live, but I don't know how or why. And it's well, now I know why. And then also I kind of know how. And I have known for a while, and it was just a really scary thing to do, because overlays makes it look like I'm going for something. And it's an odd declaration to say I'm doing something odd. I'm live on Twitch, but I'm not looking at anybody. I'm filming a video. And to have that declared is saying at a glimpse, an easy glimpse, I'm doing something unique here. with a chat command. If you want to hear more about the unique thing I'm doing, here's a command, you can find out about it. That's a declaration. Every time someone looks at that stream, people are coming in, they see the furry doing the thing, they see that little command, and they're like, what's this about? They're finding out about the unique thing that I'm doing. I'm declaring the thing that I'm doing to be unique. And I rarely make declarations. You miss all the shots you don't take, but also if you never take any shots, you never miss. And no one can call me weird if I don't declare myself as weird. Just kidding. That makes no sense. But if I never try all of the way at a live stream, the way that I know they need to go, if I don't ever try all of the way at that, then it hasn't failed. And similarly, if I try something that's really weird, you have to like kind of you have to declare that kind of thing. You have to just say, I'm going to do something, and I'm doing it kind of unique. Here's the unique thing I'm doing. At a certain point, it's good to say that, especially if you want to be social, if you want to be open and honest. I want to be honest because not being honest has been bottling me up and just murdering me on the inside. And I have so many words, I need to get them out in honest and simple ways. So I want to be honest about the fact that I want to do something kind of strange, and the act of doing it, like, it comes out in a strange way, and I don't declare things. And the act of organizing and shaping something betrays you to be a person who wants something organized and shaped that way. I don't like betraying myself that way. I don't like being open and honest and vulnerable. Look, I get it. I hear that. When I say that, I know what that sounds like because that sounds insane based on who I am. It's a little bit true. Somehow. And I think more so, like, to the extent that I know myself, I'm usually pretty comfortable sharing that because I know that. But there's parts of me I don't know yet. Because only a few days ago, I really figured out, oh, actually, for real, my long-distance relationship has been hard for me. I have to figure something out about that. I've been trying to ignore that. So I couldn't be honest about that to you people. I wasn't honest with myself. And so, too, am I not actually really being honest with if I want to combine this video style with hanging out with people, because I think that would be healthy and fun for me. It has to look a certain way, and I haven't been honest about that because the way it has to look is to declare oneself as it looks this way for a reason. The reason is I'm doing something unique. The reason for that is because I am unique. Something kind of like that, and I don't want to make a declaration like that, but I just think I got to if I want to do this live, and I think it's worth doing. So that's this video. It's long enough. We had some fun with this video. I hope that you had fun because I had a lot of fun with this video. We gotta go because it's time for this video to be done. So that's just kind of my thoughts about, yeah, I'm going to be taking this to Twitch soon. And I've been doing it a little bit on my community Discord server, a little bit on and off. Not like a ton, as much as I would like to, but a bit. And that's this video series that we've done so far. We're going to have a conclusion for you in the next video, so we'll see how that goes. And this video, I got to walk out of frame and be done, because it's time for this video to be done. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have a really good rest of your day. Bye. Alrighty, now that seemed like a little bit of a hasty send-off, but I think we're golden. And last time we did one of these, I sat down on the floor. We got nice and cozy, and we sat on the floor for a little bit. I kind of think we're going to do that again. So I'm going to go to a place that's fun, and we're going to sit on the floor, and then I'm just gonna you know, tidy it up. What I could do is you go down those stairs, you go to Chow Hell. And I've never made a video. I've tried filming videos in Chow Hell a few times, and I'm usually really good at filming a video based on my emotion state. So if I'm not feeling good about myself, I go to Chow Hell, and then I make a video, and as it turns out, that's just not a good video because I was in Chow Hell. But we're going to go up to Chow Heaven. Yeah, I feel good about this. And we're going to close out the video in Chow Heaven. And Chow Heaven, also, by the way, the only few times I filmed a video here is have been pretty good too. I like filming videos in Chow Heaven. They turn out pretty good. Because I'm going to be on the floor, I'm going to turn off my fan, because that would be probably a little bit closer to the microphone. It might like blow air onto my microphone. Excuse me, fan. No. And then after this video, I'll close out like the video series, but then come back with, for you good people, for the Phineas Former Longer crowd, And then we'll tie it all up together here too and give you a quick little fun little message because I like that at the end of my last Phineas Form or Longer. You guys had a private little message. So we'll have a little chat at the end of that too. This video though, I ended off talking about Resonite. I could talk about that some more. I don't know. And if this was chat live, this would just be like a good time to be like chatting with people, kind of whatever. My video series isn't done yet, but I know that it needs to be done. Unless this is the video. Because it's time to be done. Karaoke is starting soon. So this is going to be actually the video. I'm going to talk a little bit about Resonite. And I'm going to talk more about community. That sounds fun. Because if I do live in the middle of nowhere, I need to know more about how Resonite goes. And I just want to talk a little bit about that. So yeah, that's gonna be the video, and then we'll close out the stream. That's actually gonna be a really fun way to end. So we'll do that. Give me I'll slate in a second. Sorry about that. The reason that I took that pause is because pauses is my key to know that there was an indication in editing that something I have to pay attention to that. So I took a pause before my slate, and I brought you guys along with the pause. That's what that was about. So now it's time to slate. Socializing and Resonite. This might be a good enough title. We'll see. Can Slate can VR make up for living in the middle of nowhere? That's not the title of the video. That's a bad title, but that's the theme of the video, and hopefully I title it something better. But, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, hello. We can't possibly be on the floor. We can't possibly be with the camera. That's the wrong frame too, but I started the video already. So let's talk real quick though. I'm so excited because it's been a long video series for us. And what we're at right now so far, if you haven't been paying attention, is my creative industry is changing a little bit with more videos, which are like, okay, but I want them to link together in a way that's pretty fun and special to me, which I've been working on today, and I hope that so far it's been a delight. A little bit more on that, like at the end of this, by the way. I'm not even gonna link. I'm not even gonna tease at Phineas Form or Longer, the longer form. It'll be a secret. It'll be a secret. The reason I paused just then is because I thought, like, oh, I'm gonna have to rethink about how do I push in, like, oh, and if you want to watch all of it, it's like, no, actually, I don't care. I don't care. This is kind of like my little experiment, but also it's fun for people who are like in. Like, if you're in, you're in. And I don't want to like make people be in, but if people find it and they're like, oh wow, I want to be in, like there you go. But this is gonna be live, and so this is just like a live before the live. So I don't need to be like, hey, if you guys want to see what it was like to be live, it's like, no, whatever, get out of here. It doesn't matter. So I'm not going to. That's what that weird pause was about. Except for I did completely forget where I was. And the video series was all about doing things live. And the video series, to recap, has been um, doing things for the sake of doing them, and you just have to do them, so just do it. And be okay with it being good enough. It doesn't have to be fantastic. Accepting that things have to change. Having a theory for how to change them, how I am changing them. How I would like them to shape in the future. What am I changing them towards? And in that, I did light on an element, which is going to be the final wrap up for this little series that we've done, is a little bit more about acknowledging that being social is very important to me. And doing this live is also something that's going to be really, really important to me. But an element to that is I will be in a long distance relationship forever because Fish is not going anywhere. So up until we are no longer long distance, I will be in a long distance relationship. And that might be a month or two, or it might be like a few years based on how life goes. And God forbid, I hope it's not that long, but maybe I'll get strong and able to like be apart from my boyfriend. I don't foresee that being the case, but who knows? Maybe I'm actually stronger than I think. Does not seem likely at all, because it hurts a lot. Like it's really bad. Sometimes worse than others, but I miss him a lot. Anyway, some of the challenge is when I move in with him, he lives in a place with not very many people, and I'm a little socialite, so I'm gonna have to figure out what it looks like living in a place where there's not very many people. And the best theory that I have is that there's a lot of people on the internet. I forgot to set my watch again. That'd be good enough. And for a little bit, the people on the internet scared me because I didn't know myself, and I was trying really hard to learn what it's like to be myself. And so then being myself in the company of others was really frightening because that's not something I've ever really done in the real world. I've learned enough to be myself in videos, and I am learning enough about community and being myself in front of other people more honestly, I suppose. And I think being online might help with that. But it's interesting realizing that the best tool I have to make sure I do okay when I do move to the middle of nowhere with my partner is to really go all in on socializing in VR. And I don't know 100% what that has to look like, but I have some theories. This is like far conjecture. It's kind of related to the video series because we were talking about, like, yeah, I want to do these live too, for like, that's just what I want to head to shape things into. Again, to like maximize how healthy I am on the inside, how personally fulfilled, because I'm limited in capacity to fulfill myself lately because I have this extra pretty challenging thing going on. Depending on how streaming goes and how frequently I can do it, because it doesn't have to be streaming necessarily, but just playing Resonite generally, I want to say. And I'm excited about Resonite in a whole bunch of different ways. Because the last time I closed out one of these longer video series is I talked about Resonite a little bit, and so talking about it again, but from a social perspective, because last time I talked about it only from something I wanted to build. And socially, particularly if I stream Resonite, because that's a fun event. That's something that binds people together. You can come along, oh, Phineas is streaming, and that's like a thing. Because it's fun when there's a thing. And if it's just like I'm building something in Resonite on my own, come hang out, that's not like a thing. That's just I'm playing multiplayer Unity. If you want to voice chat, it's a glorified chat program at that point. Someone's in the world, but I'm working, and it just doesn't feel right. But a stream is an event. And so if that could be kind of a fun thing, then you could have people in Resonite come hang out on the stream, or then if people were watching the stream, then I'm interacting with people that way. Because not every stream has to be one of these great big long series of videos. And this is where I want to be more emotional and more honest, and these are the things I need to get out, and it sounds fun to be able to do that with people also. And that's what this whole practice has been. This whole video series has been practice for that. And I want to do streaming also in Resonate, I think, because streaming is just an event. And drawing people to an event in a social application can draw people socially, like obviously. And I think that'll help me feel maybe like I have friends in the middle of nowhere when I do move to the middle of nowhere. It's not the middle of nowhere, but it feels that way. And actually, it's just going to be a really important part of my mental health coming up, I think. The bummer is I don't even know how to stream Resonate and be good because I don't know how to hang out with people and be good. And yeah, I do want to be a streamer in Resonate though. I made a video about that too. It's probably out by the time this video's out, or maybe it'll be out soon on the main channel. I don't know for sure. Something that I want to figure out, but then I have to figure out Resonate also at the same time. And to do that, I have to play Resonate offline even to get a hang on the program and figure out how to do it like with Discord and other things. And it's just been a whole bunch to figure out, and it's something to cook on and ruminate on. I'm excited about it, but a little bit nervous about it, and I wanted to be honest about that, I guess. And just kind of babble about it a little bit, because I don't know what to do with it. Which, again, I think kind of does follow the arc of the whole video series, is just where we were, what we want to do, how I think I want it to go, and then what a problem about it's going to be later on. It's a problem for later on. But also it does excite me, and it was just on my mind generally, both because I like Resonate, but then also because I am really nervous about when I move and there's just not very many people, that's going to cause a new problem. And the best answer is going to be, can the virtual people serve as people? So being live is something that can help forge connections, or at the very least can get me more used to being myself before an audience. The world is a stage, though, and the people I see in Resonate are people. So if I can be myself with people on Twitch, then I wonder if that might help give me strength to be myself in front of people in Resonate, and then that's me forging human connections and being genuine digitally, which I think might give me strength when I move in with my partner to a space where there's fewer physical people. If I can forge a larger community of people digitally. And the Discord server, little community server I have, has been marvelous for that already. But I think taking the extra step and focusing in on it in Resonate and making more VR friends and connections in more genuine and honest ways will be interesting also. And I think having a video where I talked a little bit about that was good. But that's just kind of like distant future things, because not every streamer is going to be like this. And I wanted to also talk about, because I've been theorizing this for a long time, but thinking about streaming later on being what it needs to be also in other ways, and as streaming being a stepping stone into interacting with people in Resonate and having an event for people to congregate on. That sounds really important too. And I hadn't thought of streaming in that way. I only knew streaming could exist in Resonate to bring attention to the platform, basically, but also to bring attention to me to the extent that I want to forge connections. So here's an event I'm putting on which can draw people to it. I think that's something I'm going to be cooking on, and now you can cook on it too. And I didn't have that angle until right now. But now I'm excited that I do have that, is thinking about my future endeavors in streaming Resonate as events I want to put on to draw people to me, but to draw people together generally. It's just events, little micro events, which would be my streams if I did those consistently, and I think I can probably pull it off. A final little note is that I can't film these all of the time, because this is a planning moment sort of thing. You know, you do the best you can with what you have, and that's not always very much. So on days when I cannot film one of these, but I still need to be able to get myself out, then I think that would be a good day to stream Resonate, and if I can do that consistently, then that might help me forge connections and have a more enriched digital social life. So then when I move away from the people I know now, and so I can move in with the fish and resolve the problem of just living really far apart from the person I love the most is hurting me a lot. then hopefully I have in my back pocket already the tool of there's a lot of people in the digital world that I can connect with to fulfill my social meter in that way. That's where I think I'm going to head. It's time for this video series to be done now. I thought it was very healthy for me, at least. We talked a little bit about a whole bunch of different little things, and I took it less seriously than I take some of my other videos, and that is what I achieved in this video series. If you achieved anything in this video series also, please let me know. I think it was interesting for me. It's a different vibe. It's a bit of a different vibe, and I'm curious to see how it goes. So I will talk with you guys later, though. I hope you enjoyed it thoroughly. And to the extent that I do end up doing these live, the community server is probably the best way to figure that out. But you can also find me, but then also on Twitch, probably, if you see me on Twitch. If it's a day off, it'll be one of these, maybe. I don't know. Just kind of figuring out. But I gotta go eat some food. I'm gonna go have a wrap, I think, at the store. I bought some tortillas and some chicken, turkey that I like, and some Munster. I'm gonna go have a wrap. And I'm gonna watch a video, I think. So I'm gonna go do that. Bye, guys. Yeah, both. Okay, that was fun. And now, to close out the video for you people too, the outro for a Phineas form or the longer form, right off the heels of another video, man. That's always wild. I never know how to do it the right way. I think what we're gonna do though, I'm not like feeling like I need to be laying on the floor or whatever, but I do think we're gonna be a little bit more of an interesting vibe, just for you guys. That's something special for you, who's here on the Phineas form or the longer form. That is something that you people get. So thank you for hanging out. Always deeply appreciated and always just really cool. That's pretty much it though. I'm just gonna go. It's karaoke soon, so I need to go have a snack, and then it's directly into karaoke time. I gotta connect with the fish, let the fish know how this filming session went, because it was a session of destiny. I had something I wanted to test out, and I tested it out, and I was happy with it. Satisfied. So now my objective the next couple days is just to practice Resonite a little bit, spend time in there, build some things, and get to know some people a little bit more, and then work on my Twitch to see what I want it to look like when I film one of these live. But then when I do stream in Resonite, how I want that to come across. Figuring some things out, and it's good to be proactive on this, and it's really good having a reason to. Because I've known a lot of this stuff was theoretically possible, but I never needed to, up until I realized that I need to start stacking these things and treating my mental health more seriously in order to be mentally healthy. And clearly, and this is what I think is going to be the best step, even though it's a bit of a hard one to pull off. So that's what that's like. I am going to go because I just have so much to do. I think if I move right now, the camera would move with me. So I'm going to put the anchor to the world. So now I could stand and walk out of frame. I think that'll be kind of fun too. A fun little outro for you guys. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good day.